So Billboard just put out its top 10 rappers of all time, and it's embarrassing. What's going on, YouTube? So I am back with the one and only Stevie Knight. That's right, one of the greatest hip-hop content creators here on the platform is here to weigh in on this Billboard list. Stevie, how you doing today? How you feeling about everything?
Man, first of all, it's been a minute, bruh.
I know. It's been too long since we've gotten together, man.
Yeah, man, but you know what I'm saying? They had to release some bull like this for us to get back together, so you know it's some shit going on. To keep it a buck, bro, like I'm not mad about the list in its entirety. Like I feel like there's some names that should be missing to replace others, but you know that's subjective ish. But the main glaring issue is that Eminem is at number 5.
Number 5. I mean,
he's at number 5.
All right. Listen. Let's talk about the positives of this list. All right. Some of the positives to top 10. We got Jay-Z on there. That's fair for a lot of people.
Yeah.
We got Kendrick Lamar on there. That's fair for a lot of people as well. You got Nas, who to me, Illmatic is the greatest hip hop album of all time from my side of things, right?
Yeah.
4, Tupac. Again, nobody's going to argue that. And then Eminem. So at the very least, like compared to other lists that I've seen in the past, it's not like you look at it right away and you go, oh, they're just trolling. Like this is, there's just no way. At least there's some sense to it. So I feel like they've kind of set it up this way. Like, look, let's qualify it as, yeah, we got some legitimate artists on here. We got names nobody's going to argue with. But like you said, what's debatable is where Eminem sits on the list. And then also we'll get to the back end of the list. I'm looking at you, Drake, and I'm looking at you, Nicki Minaj. Yeah, let's start on the Eminem conversation, and then we'll jump into that. So, Stevie, listen, you do a lot of Eminem videos. I mean, you started off, you weren't an Eminem fan, were you, when you first started doing these reactions? So, can you just talk about kind of like your Eminem journey and what you've discovered along this way?
I mean, what Eminem forced me to do personally is to get more of an open mind when it comes to hip hop, man. And I feel like that's the major issue with the list. And really the backlash that Eminem receives is that those who try to diminish what he's accomplished and look at hip hop within this one certain box, pigeonhole minded, where hip hop is supposed to look a certain way. You know what I'm saying? Mainly because Eminem is white, and that's the main pushback that they give Eminem, man. But like diving into Eminem's catalog and seeing that he's much more than just Hi My Name Is. If you are knowledgeable about what the Eminem has done in hip hop, then this list is ludicrous. You know what I'm saying? And then, bro, I've already expressed my thoughts about this bullshit ass list, bro. And they even gave their parameters of what they use to put the list together. I don't know if you've seen it.
No, that was going to be my next question, because I'm going into this probably more blind than you. So what are the parameters? Because that's the one thing I want to know for every list.
Let me pull this up, dog. Like the that's what got me, dog. Hold on, let me see. I got it in my history. This is from Billboard. The editorial staff determined the rankings based on the following criteria: body of work / achievements, in parentheses, charted singles, albums, gold, platinum certifications. Next, cultural impact and influence, how the artist's work fostered the genre's evolution. Next, longevity, years at the mic. And then to end it all is lyrics, storytelling skills, flow, vocal prowess. Now, bruh, how can you place Eminem at number 5 based on your parameters and then have Kendrick Lamar? And K-Dot's my guy. He's my guy. But based on that's a bunch of bullshit, dog. Like it literally 1 + 1 don't equal 2.
Well, the first parameter, you talk about chart-topping singles, chart-topping albums. I mean, Eminem just blows everyone out of the water right there. Like Kendrick Lamar doesn't touch that. So, all right, so Kendrick's lost that parameter, right? So Eminem should be number 1, right? I mean, the only one close could be Jay-Z, but he still hasn't even hit the levels that Eminem has hit. What else did you say? Longevity?
Longevity.
Well, who's still going and still relevant in the mainstream? If you mention his name, how many views and clicks do you get?
Facts.
Right.
Exactly. But I mean, I could see someone debating me on that with Jay-Z just because JD, I guess he still raps. He'll get you a feature here and there, but Eminem still got his foot down on the pedal with his rap shit. He still drops an album every year and a half, 2 years, 3 years. Jay-Z's not doing that. They just give you a surprise drop. But technically, he's still rapping. But he's not doing the numbers Eminem does when Eminem drops.
No. You know and then I guess the one that they left open to interpretation is impact on the culture. Because when you put it that way, it's like, hang on, well, what qualifies that? Right, because
it's too subjective.
If you want to talk about impact, though, what Eminem did for hip hop, and you and I have discussed this on our podcast in the past, right? I mean, yeah, Eminem's white. Hello, I'm white as well, but he brought in an audience that had not listened to hip hop before, and he was a bridge builder, and he was one of the reasons why hip hop is still the #1 genre that it is today, because
the words out my mouth.
He brought in a ton of people. And it's not just within the United States, it's internationally. India loves Eminem. I mean, you go all over the world and he is streaming high in their charts. He's streaming their #1 for rap. The impact that he has had globally, he has really spanned and crossed into new cultures. Doesn't matter your income level, doesn't matter your race, doesn't matter where you are in the world. You know who Eminem is, and he has been a face for creating a lot of rap fans who then went on to discover like the Kendrick Lamars, who then went on to discover like the J. Coles, who then went on to discover other greats. So if you want to talk about cultural impact, I mean, what are we doing? I don't understand.
I would argue that Eminem has had more impact than anyone. You know what I'm saying? But I know the clapback I'm gonna get is from those who look at hip hop to look a certain way. But Eminem damn near single-handedly magnified hip-hop on his own, just like you said, bro. Like the reach he has and the new listeners he's brought to hip-hop. You know what I'm saying? And he still has the listeners who, you know, were originated with hip-hop. He still has the majority of, I guess, hip-hop fans, man. But like his reach is like untouched.
The clapback, clapback is going to be the typical argument, Stevie. That's the hood doesn't listen to Eminem. The inner city, the roots of hip hop don't listen to Eminem. But like you're saying right now, like I know plenty of people from those areas who listen to Eminem, who appreciate and respect Eminem's lyricism. I mean, you don't have people like Rakim come out and co-sign Eminem. You don't have people like LL Cool J come out and co-sign Eminem if hip hop doesn't have that respect returned for Eminem.
You know what's funny too, bro? Like, I mean, it's the same argument, bro. It's the same hate, same different day. But it's funny that those who always use that as a argue point, like he's not the hood, he's not what those type of people need hip hop to look like, right? How much of the hip hop audience do they consist of, bro? It's like such a small percentage of hip hop. Right, when they want hip hop to look a certain way, but they feel that their voice matters most. We don't listen to hip hop in the hood, but the majority of motherfuckers listen to hip hop. It ain't just for the hood at this point. You know I'm saying it's so much more than what it used to be, and you can attribute a lot of that to Eminem's.
I think that's a great point when you talk about impact in hip hop, and I think the problem is, and you know, when we run into this gatekeeping that we see, because it happens, it is gatekeeping, and when we run into it, people seem to like have this definition of hip hop that's like stuck in the 90s. You know, it's almost like they're not willing to redefine and adapt what hip hop has become. You know, there's again, like to use the international argument, you got dope rappers. I heard a dope rapper the other day in China, right?
Yeah.
Like you got dope rappers in India, you got dope rappers in Australia. The UK grime scene is absolutely blowing up right now. Like it is an international thing. And I think what we all need to do is we need to redefine what we think hip hop is and what we conceptualize it to be. Because I think people are just like, they have it in this snow globe and they keep shaking it and playing within this little playground here, but they're not having a wider view of what it really has become and the reason why it is so successful today and why there are so many fans of so many different tastes and so many different places.
Which is also a disservice to them, man, because they're limiting the amount of hip hop that they're exposed to. I just had a conversation about this with one of my homies, and he has a small box of what hip hop's supposed to look like. And bro, like hip hop has grown and adapted so much more outside of like even the golden era hip hop. That's the best hip hop, but you know, there's so many different dope ass forms what hip hop looks like, sounds like. A lot of times we don't even know what the saying it's different language, but the shit sound hard. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
And like the different variations, the different demographics around the world, bro. All I attribute it back to Eminem, bro. If Eminem wasn't able to fucking take over hip hop the way he did, bro, like he sped it up around the world.
And then number seven on this list, we got Lil Wayne. I'm not upset with Lil Wayne. I've always been a Weezy fan.
I'm not either. I'm not either. He's in my top 5 Dead or Alive though, but I'm not upset with that.
You know, you talk about the glory days of hip hop, right? And the golden era, but for me, another sort of golden era was mixtape Weezy days. Like
that's the best
Dat
Wayne
Piff and the mixtapes were huge, and you were tuning in to see who dropped the next fire mixtape, and you were always keeping up with that. You know, Lil Wayne was king then. He was absolutely on top. So,
and he's still going now too, and he's still rapping his ass off. Wayne, he's still coming up with new shit to say, bro. Like,
I've always liked Wayne's perspective because I feel like he's kind of got an alien brain. Like he really does see things differently. Like he comes up with these punchlines sometimes, and you're like, I don't think of that. Like,
yeah, how did that go together? But it worked.
Yeah, that's just sort of Lil Wayne style.
Yeah.
Sitting at number 8 on a best rappers of all time list, Stevie, is Drake, October's finest.
Yeah. I don't agree with him being on the list at all, dog. That's clear to see that we both disagree with that, man. But it's just based on his numbers and his influence right now. You know what I mean? That's all that is.
Now,
bias and shit. But
now people might get upset with me for this, but I'm gonna repeat this. Drake is not a rapper. Drake is an artist who raps. Can he rap well? Yes. But Drake is an artist. I would not say Drake is a pure-hearted MC. And for me, if we're talking rappers and MC's list, I don't think you can put Drake on this list, Stevie. I
would have much preferred J. Cole in this list over Drake if we're talking about like current times right now.
J. Cole was 15. Cole was 15. That's criminal to me. J. Cole needs to be in that top 10 list. I don't care what anyone says. I'll get in the ring over that one with anybody. Like Jay,
I'm definitely picking J. Cole as the rapper over Drake.
Yeah, because let's talk about our list. Again, talk about the flows, talk about the rhyme schemes, the storytelling, the bars, the punchlines, the musicality, the artistry, all of that to the table. You are never going to sit there and tell me that Drake does all of that and ticks all those boxes better than J. Cole. I don't see that world. The difference is Drake's singles and Drake's hits and Drake's numbers. But a lot of those singles, it's not like they're pure rap songs. It's not like he's known for just rapping his ass off on a track, is it?
Yeah.
So
I get it, but I mean, I can see it from the other side too, bro. Because like I see your perspective, bro. But and then the whole ghostwriting thing about it, man. But like Drake,
well, that's the point I didn't even bring up. He doesn't even write his stuff. Though, what is the qualification as a rapper? You have to write your own stuff. I cannot call you a rapper if you don't write your own stuff. You are never going to be truly respected.
Drake isn't as much of a rapper as all these other fools is, but he is the culture right now. You know what I'm saying? He's the most popping rapper right now. And based on how they made this list look, I understand why they put him on this list with the parameters: body of work, achievement, singles, cultural impact. He has all that. Longevity, he doesn't.
Look, I don't want to fully knock Drake. Like when he wants to get into his rap bag, he's got a lot of talent. I've heard some dope ass Drake songs. Like I was a big fan of, you talk about mixtape Wayne. I was a fan of mixtape Drake when he first came through and people didn't even know who he was. Right. And he was dropping those mixtapes and you're like, all right, this man can rap. I saw him on the Grassy one time, but now he gets in the booth and he can rap.
His last verse was not his last verse, but the last feature he had with Jack Harlow. Drake went crazy on that shit. Churchill.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. He did, man.
He went crazy on this. But I'm not gonna put him on the top 10. But you know what I'm saying. I'm just basing off of what they've been doing this list so far.
It feels like they set up like parameters for this list so that they could squeeze certain artists in. Almost, because you can never objectively tell me that you got Andre 3 Stacks, you got J. Cole, you got J. Cole, you got Black Thought, you got all these guys that are way outside of the top 10, and you're never gonna tell me that Drake is before those artists. You can't do it as a rapper. As a rapper, from a rapper
I think you're
perspective.
talking about as solely rapping though. Like for Black Thought, for example, like Black Thought can rap circles around Drake, but Black Thought is not. He's not doing the numbers. He doesn't have the impact, the reach that Drake has. So it's kind of like we got to balance it out at some point.
I guess my issue that I have is because probably just being a lyrical MC.
Yeah.
When we have these conversations, because rap, we compete all the time, don't we?
Yeah.
So I'm always trying to make sure that my pen is better than the next person's, that I'm not getting out rapped on stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like the second that people start talking about like a top list, I'm sat here. Competitive me is like, you know, what qualifies for being at the top, like and this, I'm gonna judge people off of their pen. You know what I mean? Like that to me is the list, not like this whole impact discussion, not all this who's dropped the most singles and stuff. I don't care about that. I care about your ability on the microphone, you know, your skills.
But that was their criteria, all this bullshit, which is a lie because based on their criteria, Eminem should be number one. Eminem has literally out-rapped everybody on that list, dog. Jay-Z, Renegade. Kendrick Lamar, Love Game. Nas, EPMD2.
I forgot about
Pac,
Love Game.
He produced Pac records. I don't think he even rapped on there, but he can out-rap Pac.
Dead Wrong.
Biggie,
Dead Wrong.
Biggie, Dead Wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Wayne, No Love, Drop the World.
Forever.
Drake.
Forever.
Yup. Snoop Dogg in the last joint they just did. And then Eminem, he's out-rap, or Nicki Minaj, he's out-raps her twice. Roman's Revenge and what's the other one? But point I'm making is that Eminem has out-rapped everybody on the list.
We have cold-hearted examples of songs where both of them are together on a track, and then you get to stack them up lyrically and talent-wise. I mean, that is a very valid point right there. Is that, you know, it's like having a conversation about sports, right? And then you have two great athletes go up against each other in the finals, right? And then you see who won, and you're going to give it to the person who won that competition. You know, you look at past records against each other, don't you?
Yeah.
So, and I'm not, the only one that I could argue is that Kendrick Lamar Love Game. Kendrick Lamar more so to me on that one went, I'm going to do like a different style that contributes to the song overall. And he went more like in his artist bag than he did in his like, I'm going to rap bag. You know what I mean? Like unfortunately, we've never heard a Kendrick Lamar Eminem track. Yeah. Where Kendrick Lamar is like, you know what? I'm going to get in this rap bag. I'm going to do what I can. Nicki, she tried to get in a rap bag with Eminem. She did solid, but you know, Eminem did what Eminem does, right? I mean, Snoop even tried to rap fast. Right? He tried to come in with that Eminem bag, like show you I can do that. But I mean, Eminem did what Eminem does. So, I mean, Jay-Z, I love the storytelling of Renegade. I love Jay-Z's approach. But if you want to step back and just look from impact of the raps itself, everybody turned their heads when they heard Eminem's verse for the first time.
And what makes that worse is that it was already written.
Yeah.
It was already written,
he had
bro.
The playbook.
Like Jay-Z.
He literally had the blueprint. What's up, Jay-Z? Blueprint, yeah. Yes, I hope you guys liked today's video. Listen, huge shout out to Stevie Knight for being a part of this. If you guys want to go support Stevie, I'll put the link to his channel in the subscription. Be sure to subscribe to his channel. Be sure to subscribe to my channel as well if you haven't already. Also, if you want to see this full sort of podcast, this full back and forth between us giving our thoughts, that is available on both of our Patreons now. Again, all links will be in the description. But yeah, if you want to see the full conversation of this and how deep we dive, and yeah, there's some more interesting takes and points definitely that we say on there. Some stuff that might get me into some trouble, but it's all good. It's on the Patreon right now. But anyway, stay safe, guys. I love you. Stay positive. I'll catch you again.